Jai Sadgurudev. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all in this online series of Behingam Yoga Weekly Rejuvenation Session, which we have recently started to boost energy around when we all are not allowed to go outside, especially during this pandemic. And of course, for going inside, no one will stop you. By attending this session, you might be able to understand how to start a journey within yourself. So please stay focused till the end of the session. If you're the first time here, please visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel because all of our previous sessions are recorded there. If you like the content, always smash the like button and don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Om Prakash on behalf of Behingam Yoga Singapore team. We would like to extend our thanks to all our regular attendees of the session, all the newcomers, and our team members and their family to grace this occasion. For those who are not aware of Behingam Yoga, allow me to introduce you. Behingam Yoga Organization is an NGO, a pioneer in yoga and advanced meditation training, aiming at uplifting the human life in all aspects. The organization was established in 1924 by His Holiness Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, who discovered this wonderful meditation technique after 17 years of strenuous meditation practice. Today, under the guidance of Pradyan Sadguru His Holiness Sri Swatantra Devji Maharaj, Behingam Yoga has reached around 45 countries and has transformed the life of more than 5 million disciples. Our international headquarters is situated on the bank of holy river called Ganges in Allahabad, which is also called Prayagraj. Behingam Yoga Singapore team has started daily online session of the breathing exercise, pranayam, and Behingam meditation. Coming to this online rejuvenation session, as agenda display over the screen, it will take about 1 hour to complete. We will start the session by offering a prayer to the holy feet of Master. The prayer will be in two parts. The first one, which is called Swagat Gan, and the second one, which is called Mangal Gan. After that, there will be a talk. And today's topic is direct connection with God. Yes, you have heard correctly. The topic is direct connection with God. And also very experienced and knowledgeable person going to share his views. So this will be a great learning for everyone. Talk followed by a closing prayer, which we call a Santi part. This is all about today's session. And before the session ends, you may have opportunity to ask a question based on today's discussion. So please feel free to write in a chat box or just wait for Q&A session at the end. Let us start the session. First, we are going to offer a welcome song and a small prayer for the world peace and prosperity. The prayer will display on the screen in Hindi and English. To offer a prayer on the holy feet of the Master and get blessing for the session, I would like to invite Master Pranav. Pranav in his primary education and very much inclined in Behingam Yoga activities. Let everybody join prayer together with the Pranav. Swadgan and Mangalgan by Pranav.
जय सद्गुरुदेव स्वागत गान आज स्वागत नित्य गुरुवर संत शुभागम आइए अध्यात्म विद्या दिव्य ज्योति सोमरस बरसाइए दोष दुर्गुण दूर करके शुद्ध हंस बनाइए भेद गम गति ज्ञान गर्जन शक्ति द्वार हटाइए खुले द्वारा शब्द सागर भक्त जन अनहवाइए जन सदा फल विश्व शिक्षक शान आन बचाइए शान आन बचाइए। नाउ मंगल गान। विश्व शांति नाम मंगल परम गुरु को ध्याइए वर्ग द्वंद अशांति दूर कर भाव भेद मिटाइए सार्वभौम समस्ति सत्ता ध्यात्म राज्य बनाइए भेष भाषा भाव जगमय ज्ञान पर दरसाइए समृद्धि सुख शांति धरातल स्वर्ग भूमि बनाइए विश्व शिक्षक जन सदा फल नीति स्वर अपनाइए नीति स्वर अपनाइए। थैंक यू। जय सद्गुरुदेव।
Thank you, Pranav, for offering a prayer. Now, we are moving forward. The next activity, which is, I hope, everyone waiting eagerly, that is the today's talk on direct connection with God. Let me introduce you today's speaker, the person who is highly dedicated to make sure all the activities related to the Behingam Yoga run smoothly all over the world. He is not just a core member of Behingam Yoga Singapore team, but a core member of Behingam Yoga International team as well. His name is Mr. Subhash Chandra. Subhash is joining us from Singapore. Since childhood, Subhash is associated with practical knowledge of Behingam Yoga. He is one of the busiest person, but still find the way to promote the precious knowledge of Sadhguru, while also balancing his life and trying for the spiritual progress. Subhash has been working for last 7 years as a director in the Department of Multinational Institute related to the reinsurance in Singapore. Prior to this, he has served in some high-level multinational institution in India as well as in the Reserve Bank of India. Subhash is a long-term practitioner of Behingam meditation, and he's also authorized to initiate anyone for Behingam meditation. It's a pleasure to be here with him. Subhash for today's talk.
Thank you very much, Omji, for the introduction, and it's a blessing to be on this platform to discuss one very important thing. But before I start, let me first pray to the Master. Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatmasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tvam Namah. बार बार वंदन करूं सद्गुरुदेव हमार यहाँ वहाँ सब ठाम में महिमाय परम्पार शरण शरण मैं शरण हूँ हे गुरु बंदेछो मोहि बारो हे गुरु यह सौ बार निहो आदि अंत और मध्य में शाश्वत जाको से अमृत अंतर्यामी हो नमो नमो मम देव। My pranam to Sadgurudev and everyone present here in this particular discussion where we are discussing the direct connection with God. I'm sure many of us have come across this kind of question where you might have been wondering. Everyone says that God exists, the Almighty exists, Supreme Being exists in each and every place here and there. But why I'm not able to experience His presence? And that's why the point comes, do I have a specific connection with the God or not? And recently, one person asked me a very simple this question. I want a direct connection with God. Okay, Subhash ji, this was the question and language which I heard from that person during one of my discussions recently with one person. Direct connection. Are we really missing it? We all know that we human beings, we are souls. And we are talking about a supreme soul. There is a connection, definitely. If at all the connection exists, has it lost one way or another? If yes, what is the reason? We will be discussing about this and how we can rechannelize ourselves to establish, re-establish our connection with the Supreme Being. That's what is the topic of discussion for today in the prescribed time to us. So many a times we feel like God is omnipresent, everywhere present in each and every element, molecules, atoms, everything is there. But still, why? I'm not able to see Him. Why I cannot experience Him? Why I cannot feel a connectivity with Him? Why I'm always in sorrow mode? Why I'm unhappy? Why I'm not in peace? If I am connected one way or another to the Almighty, a very simple answer to this is all the doors are locked and we don't have any access to those doors. So the point comes, everything exists. Indeed, everything is there. Theoretically, probably many of us know about all these things. But in terms of experience, in terms of real experience within, we are missing everything in and out. Most of the people are in illusion. Most of the people are in illusion. If there is some feeling going on in the heart, they feel a soothing experience in the heart. They consider that this is the divine spiritual experience, which may not be true, which may not be correct. We need to understand the facts. And that's what is the knowledge. That's what is the gyan, which we definitely need to know what exactly it is. So is there any mystery key, or is there any key to open this mystery door so that we can have a re-establishment of our connectivity with Him? We have lost our real path. We have lost our real connectivity. We have lost our real identity. But interestingly, we all are connected already. We are already connected to the Almighty. Swarved also says, Makaratar hriday lagi atam dharak hoy, Prabhu se nitya sambandha hai, Manisut sahaja piro. Each and every soul, not just at this time, at each and every time, each and every soul is connected to the Supreme Soul, and that connectivity is at the heart through an invisible kind of connectivity, which Swamiji in Swarved mentioned as a name Makar Tar. We all are connected through a conscious ray because the soul is residing at the heart. So that connectivity is already established. We are all connected. But then what is the problem? If everyone is connected to the Almighty, then the question comes in a bigger way. Why I still don't feel it? What is the problem? There is a problem. And a very big problem we have, which we never realize, which we never understand, which we never probably try to understand. And that's what is the point of discussion today in a very short time. I'll come back again to what Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has mentioned in the Encyclopedia of Spirituality, in the Constitution of Spirituality, Swarved, where he has answered each and every question anyone has related with spirituality. So here, for this particular question, direct connectivity with the God, Swamiji has mentioned specifically in one of the couplet from Swarved, Milana Prabhu se chahate to tum milo na ka. Means, if really you have the extreme inside desire to meet that Almighty, then why don't you? Who stops you? Why can't you? Everything is known to you and you are already having the connection, then still, why can't you still meet? Because Maya Sangraha Tyagiye Ekaleen Aja. We are all just engrossed in the non-divine activity. We are just connecting ourselves with these worldly items. What is the sense organ? How the mind functions? And that's it. My ego, your ego, and we are doing everything on that basis. Whereas we will come to know later on that that supreme being, that Almighty, is not a matter of the mind, is not a matter of self, is not a matter of the sense organs, it's not a matter of body, it's not a matter of ego, it's a matter of a conscious element that is the soul. What Swamiji says, that even if we are in the body, we have so many of bad habits with us, so many of bad habits. We are so dirty people from inside. Outside, forget about that, but from inside, we are such a bad people actually. Every one of us, each one of us. And that's why none of us is eligible to meet that supreme being. Just having desire is not enough. Just having desire that I have to meet someone. Okay, moon is visible, go and land on it. Just having desire is not enough, isn't it? If stars are there, sun is there, moon is there, everything is visible outside, it is visible. Go and land there. Just having desire is not possible to let you be there. You have to put the effort. You have to prepare yourself to get into that institution which has the experience about all those things, who have done all these things previously, and then they can help you to reach out to land to that place. Not just alone. It's not a journey of alone. If we try to achieve something on our own, one life is not enough. Not enough at all. Think about, you want to land to moon right now. Can you? Can any one of us, even someone from NASA alone, can they land to the moon? Someone from India, from our science institute, can they land to moon on their own alone? Not possible. Not possible for anyone. What they need? They need the guidance. Who would guide them? The one who has already achieved all those things. That's how the guidance comes from. Unless and until we are associated with those experienced people, we cannot achieve what we want to achieve on that basis. Where is the guide? If we want to do things on our own, no one knows how much time it will take. But if there is a path available, there is someone who is calling you, come, I know here is the path. Here is the connectivity. I know this connectivity. I will let you go there. I will reach you there. Just associate with me. Why don't you? Yadi hari ko tum chahate, chhad jagat ki aash, nirguna hari guna ek bana, sab sukh tere paas. We all have everything. Everything is there inside, but it's just that we don't want to leave anything outside. We don't want to leave anything outside. And we say, we know, theoretically also we know that this is not true, but we still don't want to leave anything. We are holding everything. No, it's mine. I will not let it go. Whereas whatever we have, it will be taken away from us one day or another. Then what will you do? What is it for? There is no use of any of these things, especially when you have the desire to meet that Almighty. If you don't have any desire to meet all that Almighty, it doesn't matter. These all things doesn't matter at that time point. But at any one time, if you have this desire that I want to establish a connectivity with the Almighty, you have to change yourself. If you are not able to change yourself, if you are not able to put your effort to make change within you, nothing will happen. I will just keep on thinking, I have to get connected to the Almighty. And I will just wander in that sentence itself, nothing else. And not just that, I need to purify myself. If I cannot purify myself, if I think that, okay, no one knows whether I'm telling a lie or not, no one knows whether I'm doing some bad thinking about someone or not, but still you feel that I should be blessed by that Almighty for something, sorry, it would not happen. It would not happen. Again, just think about it. If you are landing to the moon and you are carrying something along with you which is not suitable to be landed to that moon, it would be not possible that that moon let you be there. It is not possible. So if we want to carry all those things at this time and still want to have connectivity, that Supreme Being, it is not possible. Why? Because that Supreme Being is the purest of pure of everything. We cannot even touch it. We cannot even touch it. And that's why, despite it being available everywhere, we don't have any connection. We don't have any feeling. We don't have any experience. We don't have anything. Everything is there, but we don't have anything. Why? What is the main reason behind this? And here what I come to you to let you know what is happening with us, why it is not happening despite everything is available in front of us. Our biggest area of concern should be the uncontrolled mind. Uncontrolled mind. This is the one which has been ruling us at each and every step in our life. For everything, it has a huge area, and not just from one life. It is being carried forward since so many of lives in the past. We don't realize it, we don't understand it, we don't know it. Once we get the experience in a meditative state, when we get the experience through the blessings, then we realize what is happening with us. But it has a broader area and it governs us completely from in and out everywhere. That's the biggest challenge for us, because of which we have been coated by the uncontrolled mind. And that's why, despite we know what exactly the reality is theoretically, we are not able to experience it the way it has to be experienced. And that's why what we need to do, we need to have a controlled mind. That's not enough. Just having a controlled mind is not enough. Do you know why? Because once the mind is controlled, it needs to be purified. Why? Because even if it is controlled, if a different circumstances appeared from inside, it can still trigger a change within you to make your mind uncontrolled. That's why it needs to be purified, as pious, as pure as possible. Then we have to reach out to the level of ourself, the basis, and that's the soul, which actually will experience that supreme soul. The mind will never experience the supreme soul. Never. It's not has the reach. The intellect will never reach out to the Supreme Being. It doesn't have that reach. None of the physical and natural thing what we have here in this our outside world will have a reach to have the experience of that Supreme Being. If we want a connectivity with that Supreme Being, with God, it's a matter of the soul. And that's why if you really want to have a connection with the Supreme Being, you first need to reach out to yourself. The self-realization is one of the intermediary stage to reach out to that Supreme Being. Many people think that once the Kundalini is awakened and self-realization is done, then the journey is completed. And at that time point, they receive an infinite light inside them and they feel like illuminated completely. And they believe that this is the one which I'm looking for and this is the Almighty, and now I have established my connection. But Swamiji says that this is again an illusion. Once we reach out to the self-realization state, and when the Prakash, when the light illuminates us, when we receive that divine light to the soul, it's not the light of Parabrahma. It's not the light of Supreme Being. It's the light of Brahma. Light of Brahma. Brahma, what is Brahma? Who is Brahma? Brahma is the one who creates this whole universe. One stage lower. So when that light appears inside us, when we experience that light at that time point, when we reach out to the self-realization state, it's not the light of Parabrahma, it's the light of Brahma. One stage below. And that's why many people are in illusion, even at that stage. Can you think about people who have self-realization stage? They have had the experience of Brahma, but they are in illusion that it's the Supreme Brahma. It is not. There is a further journey from there onward to reach out to the one, the Supreme Being. This is the journey for each and every human being in terms of establishing that connectivity with God. Everyone has to pass through this. It doesn't matter where you are. If you are completely at an uncontrolled mind, you have to pass through everything here. If you are at a purified state, you have to pass through the other. If you are at a self-realization state, you still have to pass through the rest of the two doors. Two stages. Then only you can have the experience of that Supreme Being. Who has the authority for all these things? Who has the access? It's the Master. The Brahmanishta Sadguru, Brahmanishta Guru who has experienced everything, who has passed through this path, not just one time, multiple times, experienced that Almighty completely, and not just that, established himself completely in a continuous connectivity with that Supreme Being. That is the Master who has the access to the secret key to open all the doors, to take you past through this journey to have the establishment of the connectivity with the Supreme Being. So ultimately in this journey, to whichever way we pass through, the most important thing is the mind. The journey starts from the mind, which is the root cause of all of our problems, which we have been hearing since so many times at all different sessions. And it needs to be purified, and then only the awakening of the consciousness will happen. Can you think about this journey? How much time would it take? Just imagine how much time would it take to pass through all of these? It's just a matter of 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 2 month, 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, 100 year, 1 life, more than 1 life. Think about it. Where we are, what we are, just having a feeling, just having a desire that I want to establish a direct connectivity with the God is not enough at all. It's a good feeling, absolutely, but it's not enough. Where is our effort? How much effort we are doing? We want everything in our day-to-day life should be as established and as good as possible. I just want to give 10 minutes and 15 minutes to connect to the Almighty. And rest all of my 23 hours and 45 minutes, I will leave as my own on the basis of mind. How would it be possible? Not possible. It is not possible, my dear friends, for anyone at any one particular stage. Everyone has to pass through the experience from uncontrolled mind to purify it, to have a self-realization, have the Brahma experience, and then reach out to the Supreme Being experience. There is only one mantra. There is only one important key for everyone. Surrender yourself. To who? You cannot surrender yourself to the Almighty because we don't have any access to the Almighty. How do we surrender to Him? There is a catalyst in between who is always ready to help us, and that's the Master, who has the complete access to take you to the ultimate goal, to establish that connection. And that is only possible when we surrender ourselves to the Master. Why? Because He's the one who has the access to all of these zones. All these zones. He has passed through each one of these. And what Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has said, he has declared, he has proclaimed. It's not a hypothetical statement. It's not just reading from one place or another. It's a proclamation by him that Adbhut Marag Yoga Vihangam Main Tumko Batlaunga Yadi Vidhivat Tum Sadhan Kari Ho Amar Lok Pahuchaunga. What is the meaning of Amar Lok Pahuchaunga? Amar Lok is nothing but is the abode of the Supreme Being, the divine, supreme divine zone. And that's what Vihangam Yoga is about. It's the responsibility of the Master. The Master has taken the responsibility to take you to that zone. But what he is asking you to do, Yadi Vidhi Vatatum Sadhan Kariho, means if you do a regular, proper, process-oriented, the sadhan means the practice. This practice just doesn't confine it to the meditation. No, there is a brief description about what is the meaning of this vidhivat sadhan. It doesn't just include the meditation. It includes the service to the Master. It includes the discussion about the truth, satsang, which right now we are doing. It includes that also. And there are a couple of more things included into that. Why? Because we have to purify ourselves. We have to make ourselves so much eligible that the Master takes us easily and bring us to the point where we have to. And that's it. His role will be finished thereafter. That's what he is for. Nothing else. Nothing else. This is the selfless service of the Master to his whole mankind. We don't realize this. And we always put a step back when the point comes to surrender ourselves. Why should I surrender? No, come on. Why should I surrender? If you have to give me, give it on my own. You want to give it. Okay. Everything is connected. Are you eligible to even store it to yourself? Think about it. Are you really eligible to store what is being given and what has been given to us? Are we able to do that? And the power comes to you. If the power comes to us, the way it has to come, are we eligible enough to retain it? We would not be. We would not be. I'm telling you a very small story. Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj was there at that time point in his physical form, and one of his friend, disciple, or whoever outsider person, he came to him and told him, transfer all the power to me. I think I'm eligible enough to hold everything, and I want to become the next Sadhguru after you. Do it now. I think I'm eligible enough. It was like a challenge to him. And Swamiji said, okay, no problem. If you want it to happen that way, I will do it that way. Let's meet tomorrow early morning at 4 o'clock at so-and-so place, and I will transfer my power to you. And let's continue from there onward. Okay, fine. The person came next day in the morning. Both of them sat under a tree. Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj started transferring some of his powers, spiritual power, to him. Initially, he was fine, but very soon, after a few minutes, he started shouting. He started shouting, and he said, I'm really sorry. Please take off this load from me. I'm not able to imbibe this. I'm not able to retain this. I'm not able to hold it. It seems like that my whole brain, my whole body will just tear apart, got tear apart. Please take it off from me. And then Swamiji slowly pulls all the power from him, whatever he was transferring to him. So that person was so confident. He was doing all those yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, all those ashtang and everything he was doing. He felt like that he is the one. He is connected and he's able to hold it. But it was him who was thinking. Do you know what was the biggest problem with him was? He was probably egoistic. He was not surrendered. He had not surrendered himself anywhere, not surrendered to his master, not surrendered to the Almighty. It is not possible to hold it. That's the secret. We know anything or not, doesn't matter. If we know the art of surrendership, if we know the art of surrendership, our journey of this human life will be successful. That's the only ultimate thing. So let's learn. Let's learn to surrender ourselves. Who stops you to surrender? It's the mind. It's the ego. And that's why Vihangam Yoga has 5 different stages of meditation. Whoever is whatever stage, they have to purify, they have to change themselves, they have to change their basis from one to another, taking along the power of Sadguru to reach out to the ultimate goal. Not just that, even if spirituality is or meeting with Almighty, establishing connectivity with the Almighty is not a very prime thing for you, depending on whichever life stage you are at. Still, there are so many different kinds of benefits from Vihangam meditation are there, even at a level of mind, even at a level of our body, even at a level of our intellect, those which has been proven already by many. And that's why I always recommend to try the Vihangam meditation, try to purify yourself, try to make a connection with yourself. Forget about the Almighty, maybe a little bit far away, but at least try to make a established relationship with yourself. Your journey will be much more better than what you have right now. Your journey will be much more peaceful what you have right now. But ultimately, wherever you are, your journey must have to end at the ultimate one. And that is meeting the Almighty, meeting the Supreme Being, and none other than the Master can help you out to reach out to that level. Don't think that the day you will die, you will meet that Almighty. This is another illusion for everyone. It's not true. If I die, you die, whoever dies as a normal death, it's not just that we are meeting to the Almighty. It's a wrong concept, completely wrong concept. Those who are meeting the Almighty, those who are able to meet Almighty, they will be coming out from the cycle of death and birth. Those who have the darshan of Almighty, they will not come to the birth again. So, do you know if you die, you will not take a birth again? Do you know? I'm sure you know that you will come again. So in that case, that means you are not meeting the Supreme Being after your death. It's a special zone. It's a zone of death, wherever you will be, and you will again come to the another life. That's how it is. But if you find yourself connected with the Master, Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj, the Nitya Anadi Sadguru, he will take your responsibility to take you to the ultimate journey, ultimate point, ultimate destination for which we have been given this life. None other than that. So I'm coming back. Is there any direct connectivity with God? It exists. And it exists all the time for all of us. But we have lost it. We have not realized it. We have lost the realization of that connectivity because of the presence of uncontrolled mind and unpurified mind and not having a self-realization state. The Master, Sadguru, only can help you once you surrender yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me. Back to you, Omji.
Thank you, Swazi, for today's talk, and I hope we all learn something new. Ultimately, it is all about the preparation of ourselves. Is kind of upgrade ourselves. As simple as if there any device or any phone you wanted to connect with a 5G network, it must have all the necessary components and they must be working correctly. Well said. Each and every soul is connected at all the time. The importance of the controlled mind, purified mind, self-realization, Brahmadwar. Then it all will lead you to the God. So the question is, who is going to talk to you? Who is going to bring you there? Who is going to show you the path? The ultimate key is the surrender to the master. Surrender is the key. Thank you again, Savazi. If anybody has any question, please unmute yourself and we will try to answer. Anybody, any kind of question? Any doubts so far about Vihangam Yoga, about meditation, about today's topic? So Savaji, I have a question in my mind. Roughly, how much time will it take to prepare in shortest? What the first thing I should focus on?
Well, the shortest time what Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj has mentioned in Swarved also is that for a person who is practicing, it takes the minimum time is 6 months. 6 months is a time when a person can become eligible, can do everything and achieve the ultimate objective of life. But this is the least time. That doesn't mean that everyone and anyone can fall in this time and achieve that. It's not possible for anyone and everyone. It's rare of rarest thing to happen for many of us. So what happens is ultimately it all depends on individuals' effort, individuals' dedication. Say, for example, suppose someone wants a job, okay? Say in pandemic time, the person lost his job and now the person is highly desirable in need of that job. Can you imagine what that person would do? And that person is responsible for bread and butter for his family. There are a family of say 6 people in that family, including parents and other people. What that person would do? Before losing his job, he was very much responsible person for his family, for the society and everything. And one day because of COVID, suppose he lost his job and now he's not getting his job. He tried so many times, but he did not get his job. Do you know what he will do? Will he still try to focus on his family at that time point? He would not. Would he still try to focus on his extracurricular activities and doing gossip and all those things which he used to do with his friends? He would not. Would he still try to be as arrogant as what he was at that time point? Would he still be as bad as it was what he could be, probably who he would have been at that time point? Probably not. The time would ease him out. And now his focus will completely be on just one thing. No sleep, probably no food, nothing is important for him at that time point. It's just do or die thing. It's not just for him, it's for his whole family. That's the driving force. But at least he is not thinking about anything else. He's just focused to find and getting that job. In a way that next day, whether he will be alive or not, no one knows. On that basis, he's trying to find hard that job. How many times have we tried to find the connectivity with that Almighty in a similar way? We never. We always consider this as a secondary thing. We always consider this as, okay, if I will have this already, if I will have this already, if I will be able to complete this, then when I will have time, then I will invest that time to find this particular thing. And that's the problem. Why? Because we are engrossed with the mind. The mind drives us from one to another in this outside world, and we never focus on our ultimate objective. And then when the time comes at an age of 80, 85 or 90 or whatever it is, we just cry. We just cry. What for? That I have lost all of my time. The time when what I had been given I did not utilize it the way it had to be, and I lost it. And now I'm realizing I have to go, I have to leave everything what I have, but I can't do anything. If you and we have realization that now, probably we would leave everything else behind and we will simply go on that basis. So the time taken is completely dependent on each and every single individual. I cannot measure it, you cannot measure it. It's the master who knows who will take how much time. And even there would be some uncertainty in that, because an individual is free to take any decision at any one time. It's completely up to that person. But those who are fully dedicated, that doesn't mean that if you are dedicated, leave everything behind and just do that. Sadhguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj Swamiji never said that you leave your responsibility, you leave your family, this, that, etc., and just do and meditate. No. If you see, Sadhguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj was also in the family life. Even now, current master is also in the family life. Everything is there, but there is a way to get dissociated from it. There is a way to be completely detached from it. That's what needs to be learned. And if we don't learn that, it doesn't matter what we are doing. And that's why people take different time at all different era, at all different factor, because everyone is associated with different type of factor. Sometimes mind behave differently, sometimes intellect behave differently, sometimes our relationship behave differently, sometimes we ourselves behave differently. But Swamiji says minimum time is 6 months, maximum time can be infinite, but that infinite has a threshold. Swamiji says one day or another, I will take you to there, but you need to be dedicated to be on that. Ji Om Ji.
Yeah, thank you, Subhash. So coming back to your all the 5 elements which you have mentioned, the first one, which is I think I take away, is the control mind. Is the key factor. The first step we should focus on here, right? And as I believe that it only happened by doing a regular meditation. Anything you'd like to say about this?
So before that, Omji, I have received just one question on my WhatsApp from one person. I'm not going to take the name, who is right now watching us on Facebook live. And there is a question from there to me that people like me, right? People like me means like that person who is watching right now, who don't have master. What would they do? How to do that, right? So this question is very important. That's why, Omji, sorry to interrupt you on your question. And I think explaining this one is very important, that there are many people who probably have come across many masters here and there, but probably they have not adopted that discipleship of a master. So I'm taking this question on that basis, that what if about those people who don't have any master? So just to answer this question very quickly, because I'm a little bit concerned about time, very quickly, that without a master, we can't do anything. Since time we have taken birth, we have been going through all different types of masters, gurus in our life. If none of them would be present, the nature itself becomes the guru and master for us. We can't do anything on our own. Actually, we can't. Be it in our personal life, be it in our professional life, wherever it is. Even Sadhguru Siddhafal Devji Maharaj has a master, the Nitya Anadi Sadhguru. Even any of the deity which we talk about, Bhagwan Shri Ram, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Shiva, or anyone we take about from whichever religion, from whichever side, whoever we talk about, there always exists a master for them. And without master, they have not got the enlightenment, because there always exists one, the master. He exists all the time. And without his presence, no one actually can have the connection, the permanent connection, re-established connection with that Almighty. So even if someone doesn't have the master, the first inquisitiveness should come along with that. Once you have to find the connection with the Almighty, who can let me be there? That means you have to find the master the real master, the ultimate master, the Brahmanishta Sadguru, find there are so many rishis and mahashis who have been there in past, even in the recent time also, who have been testing so many masters. They have tested their masters. Why not? Of course, I'm putting my life, I'm giving my life to you to take me to that place. Okay, I first need to know and understand whether you can do this or not. But my dear friend, at that time point, if you pass the master, yes, you can. Remember, your whole life, you will have to give all the time test, because that master will put you on test all the time, not to tease you, not to put you in difficult situation, rather to rectify you, to correct you, to change your basis, so that the responsibility which you have given to the master, he will bring you to that responsibility, the ultimate journey of the objective of the life. So even if you don't have a master, you have to find a master. If you want to do things on your own, do you really have that time? Just reading out books, just discussion, just talking to some people, just sitting somewhere and remembering something will not lead to the ultimate journey. We need to have the knowledge. We need to understand the reality. Because if we don't understand the reality, and if we don't want to understand the reality, if we don't want to imbibe the reality, I would say one thing here. There is one way or another, a little bit of ego, or not just a little bit, a larger portion of ego is working here, which would diminish your journey to reach out to that Almighty, because that Almighty is so pure that nothing we can carry along with us. And that's why the most important, the most problematic thing along with the mind is our subtle ego. And that's why surrendership is the only thing which can eradicate our ego from in and out everywhere and make us so purified that the master would take us and submit us to that Almighty. And that's it. And it takes, that's why, a small time. If you want to do things on your own, there are so many zigzag things will keep on coming. Your family matters, other matters, this and that, something will happen. The journey would not be continued. It's not possible. And that's why those masters are the chosen one. It doesn't happen on its own. They are the chosen one who are chosen at all different time points. And that's why at all different time points, all such kind of things we have heard in different scriptures, that whenever some bad thing happens, whenever there is a need for someone like this, that person will appear with its. You don't have a master, my first suggestion would be to know the master. Whether you adopt the master or not, that is again up to you, but the journey would not be completed. Master. Thank you. And sorry, Omji, to interrupt you on that.
No, exactly. It was the same thing. I mean, if anybody's sitting far and how he can start. So basically, you already covered the same thing. All right. Thank you. And very nice explanation about what is ego and how it's worked. So let's move forward. We are moving our next activity, which is the Santi part. We are going to offer a closing prayer to the holy feet of the master. Prayer will be, which is called the Santi part. To offer a prayer, I would like to invite Master Pranav. Pranav is in primary education, interested in reading survey and doing many activities of Bhingam Yoga. So let everybody join Santi part with Pranav.
जय सद्गुरुदेव। शांति पाठ। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांति मैं शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांति मैं शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर, दूर हो सर्व अशांति, देव सदा फल शांतिमय, शांति शांति सुख शांति, शांति शांति सुख शांति। जय सद्गुरुदेव।
Thank you, Pranav. It's really motivating to all of us, and hope to hear from you in the future. Thank you again. As you all can see the flyer on the screen, you can take a screenshot. The things to note here is, in a weekend, we offer a morning session where we have 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., whereas evening 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. For the weekends, our session is morning 8 a.m., whereas in evening 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. As you can see the screen, the picture of the survey, which we call is Encyclopedia of Spirituality. This holy book is composed by His Excellency Sadhguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. This book is right now in Hindi. English version will be available very soon. We highly recommend to keep a copy of the survey and read few couplets before you start meditation. Please feel free to contact us to reserve your copy. If anybody has any question, please unmute yourself. And thank you, Pranav. Thank you, Subhash. Thank you, Bihangam Yoga Singapore team and all of our participants to join this session. This is entirely for you all. Please go through the Facebook page and YouTube link to share, subscribe, and you can give your feedback wherever you want us to improve. So far, any question?
So, Omji, sorry to interrupt you again. I think quickly, since we are moving more towards our regular practice session in next 4 minutes, I noticed that somebody, Shobha ji, has joined from somewhere. I don't know if you can please unmute yourself to let us know from where have you joined. Shobha Kaushik ji. Okay, no problem. So I think let me just quickly summarize what we had the discussion today as a closer. So the inquisitiveness, oh, unable to unmute. Can we give her the access? Now you should have the access, I believe.
Yes, Jai Shri Sadgurudev, Subhash ji.
Jai Sadgurudev.
सुजाता बोल रही हूँ. So मेरा भी क्वेश्चन था, but मैं I was trying to
मैं पहले
unmute.
एक बार शोभा जी से बात कर लूं.
जी हाँ, जरूर जरूर.
अनम्यूट हुई थी जी.
जय सद्गुरुदेव.
जय सद्गुरुदेव.
जी मैं छत्तीसगढ़ इंडिया से हूँ
जी. और आप मेरे ख्याल से पहले से ही विहंगम योग से जुड़ी हुई हैं.
जी
जी ठीक है. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके समय के लिए. जी सुजाता जी, आप क्विकली क्वेश्चन पूछ सकती हैं. 1 मिनट है समय हमारे पास.
क्योंकि मैं पहले पूछना चाह रही थी, तो अब मैंने उस टाइम अनम्यूट नहीं हो रहा था. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि कभी हम, जैसे भी आपने कहा, हमने बहुत ध्यान से सुना और हम करना भी चाहते हैं, और पर कभी कभी हमारी जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज होती हैं उनको हम अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते हैं. सो क्या हमें रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज को थोड़ा इग्नोर करके या अपने ऊपर ध्यान देना चाहिए, या पहले हमें अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज करके
तो
फिर उसमें
अगले संडे को हमारा डिस्कशन इसी टॉपिक पे होगा.
जी हाँ, पक्का. चलो ठीक है.
ठीक है.
ठीक.
मैं बस समय को ध्यान में रख रहा हूँ. तो ओम जी आप बस क्लोज कर दीजिए.
ठीक है. थैंक यू सुभाष जी.
थैंक यू.